Hello students, just a couple of hours ago, UPSC has published the cutoff of the examination that took place last year. जिसका result अभी आया था, and that result is seemingly shocking for some people. That's why I thought कि 5 मिनट आपसे बात कर लूं. Look at the cutoff that we have got this year for prelims examination. It has come drastically low to around 75.41. If you compare it to last many years, it has been steadily coming down, reducing, और अब तो 75 आ गया है. It appears as if the exam is getting more difficult. It is no doubt. हर साल the people who are appearing are increasing, questions are becoming more difficult and थोड़ा सा random and unexpected. तो competition तो है, and we cannot take it lightly. General studies itself, क्योंकि cut off तो general studies prelims examination paper का है, तो GS in itself is becoming difficult, no doubt. बट जितना शॉक पीपल जता रहे हैं उतना लेना नहीं चाहिए. We have been telling this continuously for long time now that cutoff this year would be very less, could be around 80 हमारा अंदाज था, and that is not because only of the difficulty level of GS but primarily because of CSAT. ये बहुत समझने की बात है. CSAT seems to have become extremely difficult this year. Not only this year, in last couple of years. जब हम एग्जाम देते थे पिछले दशक में, तो सीसैट में आई यूज्ड टू गेट 180, 185, 170 वेरी इजीली. अब 80, 85 लेना भी बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है. द पेपर इज एज डिफिकल्ट एज परहैप्स कैट पेपर. तो व्हाट डू वी डिराइव फ्रॉम दैट? एक तो देयर इज नो नेसेसिटी टू बी एक्सेसिवली अलार्म्ड बाय दिस, पहली बात. दूसरी बात, सीसैट की तैयारी सीरियसली करनी चाहिए. एंड you should understand the difference between the CSAT preparation and GS preparation. GS is based on knowledge and understanding and concept, but CSAT is primarily based on practice. It's a skill based idea. तो आपको स्किल इंप्रूव करने के लिए टाइम लगता है. आपने रात भर जग के लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ लिया, कुछ आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स याद हो गए, सुबह एग्जाम दे दी, हो जाएगा. सीसेट का ऐसे नहीं होता है, बिकॉज इट इज स्किल बेस्ड. आपको मिनिमम टाइम में विथ मैक्सिमम एक्यूरेसी वही करना है जो आपको अदरवाइज आएगा इफ आई गिव यू लॉन्गर टाइम, सफिशिएंट टाइम. तो सीसेट को प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत ज्यादा होती है, विच कैन नॉट बी कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड इन 1 डे, 1 वीक और 1 मंथ. तो सिंपल सजेशन is that we should take CSAT preparation very seriously. It should be dispersed over longer time of 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, 6 months, etc. based on your background, and it should involve daily practice. So for those students who are appearing for 2025, I would suggest कि from December, January आपको दिन का 1 घंटा कम से कम CSAT को हर दिन देना चाहिए. And for those who are appearing for 2024 in next 2 months, I would suggest do not take CSAT lightly. That is my first takeaway. But it does not mean that we should disregard GS. Ultimately, देखो ये irony है. Irony क्या है? कि that the paper which is qualifying in nature, that is CSAT, is extremely difficult. But the paper which is going to score, which is going to say कि क्या cut off आएगा, that is not equally difficult. थोड़ा सा कम difficult है, थोड़ा सा relatively traditional है. But still, it is competitive. It cannot be taken lightly. It will determine your future. And if you look at the overall larger picture, तो ये तो बहुत ही जाहिर सी बात है कि प्रीलिम्स में ही सबसे अधिक ब्रूटली कत्लेआम कत्ल गैरत होती है. You should not take prelims very lightly. तो that is my second takeaway. CSAT को extra time देना, regularly dispersed long term time देना, and GS को lightly नहीं लेना. Prelim is ultimately crucial. But I want to go to second point as well. For that, we have the second graph. Unlike the decline in the cutoff of GS score every year, in the case of mains, you see that the cutoff has remained largely constant over last many years, 4-5 years. 740, 750 के आसपास ही 5-10 number plus minus is the cutoff of the written exam, the main examination, and around 940, 950 is the cutoff of the final result. So what does it say? The main examination and interview are as competitive as they are for many years. ये तो पहली बात. But more perceptively, if you see, it can tell you some insights very easily. For example, the gap between the two exams is around 200 to 210. ये gap है interview level की. So if you look at interview candidates and their scores, Not every candidate very easily gets 200 plus marks. Very few candidates every year, 5, 10, 15 लोग होते हैं जिनको 203, 206 etc. नंबर आते हैं. Average score is between 150 to 170, 175. यही स्कोर एवरेज है मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द रैंकर्स का. तो अगर अज्यूमिंग कि स्टैटिस्टिकली आपका एवरेज स्कोर आएगा, तो इवन इफ यू क्लियर द मेन एग्जामिनेशन बाय जस्ट अ स्मॉल मार्जिन, and even if you get average score of 170 on top of that in interview, you will not qualify for the final rank. पॉइंट ये है कि आपको मेन एग्जामिनेशन में ही कट ऑफ के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा स्कोर करना है, मिनिमम 40 to 50 मार्क्स. तो वॉट एवर इज द मेन कट ऑफ, टू बी वेरी सेफ, टू बी इन द फाइनल गेम, टू बी इन द लिस्ट फॉर श्योर, यू नीड टू हैव मेंस कट ऑफ के ऊपर कम से कम 50 मार्क्स. एंड वहीं पे सारी राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस काम को आती है. सो डू नॉट टेक दैट यू कैन, पर्सनालिटी बड़ी अच्छी है, कुछ और कर दोगे, इंटरव्यू में भगवान देख लेगा. एक आध दो बंदों को देख भी ले, बहुत फ्लूक होता है या बहुत रेयर केसेस होते हैं. बाय एंड लार्ज मेंस डिटरमाइंस योर फ्यूचर कि आप लिस्ट में होगे कि नहीं होगे. इंटरव्यू डिटरमाइंस कि आपका रैंक क्यों कौन सा होगा, सर्विस कौन सी होगी. तो द सेकंड टेक अवे फॉर मी हियर इज दैट you have to aim towards at least 750 plus 50, 800 marks just to be in the list, the final list. ये समझ के चलो. And to get around 800 marks, आपको 420, 430, 450 तो GS में लाने ही लाने पड़ेंगे. So every paper of GS you must get above 100. It's a second takeaway. But anyway, whatever that may be, we have announced. I want to make an announcement now. We have planned a session on 21st of April, the Civil Services Day, in next 3-4 days, in which we will have a couple of toppers coming. And I have the names here: Archit Dongre, rank 153, and Anup Tiwari, rank 293. They will be sharing their strategy. They will be discussing how to approach this year, and they will also answer your all the questions personally. तो आपको जो कोई इश्यू हो, whether you are appearing this year or next year, especially if you are appearing for 2025, I strongly recommend you come to LevelUp IAS to level up your strategy and be ready for the exam. Thank you.